Siadia boom, and running to Saco so a dawan pen for cano. What winning in our so, a hayan ecoso.
Mitiganya as the abrim. A drain you may fit 3 o'clock, come near 5 cities. Your strategy 15 cities. Above 5, there are 20 cities in Crown Yabi.
Na where dear, jaso dear, are you a piano, a dear summer? Ohina owoka de osaberma ejariti na du a wotosom yenu wadi ade amfie aduenu baako enne day wasi tintontan wani akonya no tonkwanto omapai wadi akonya no to oni ade bi
efinne ebi agba firi bia yo ganani me yo this year bi asa be na ho de bua musika bua adaji enibeba ade bua na emo efinne ko eje ke de ni bio.
And some afufro become one year this some say. No me and some bremu kasiebo. Ewo hello 101.5FM. So Mamenka will say a live for Facebook. Kuduwa. But hello 101.5FM ne should be. What doing so na photo YouTube ya despite media. As the day woman ya de manumekui.
Ordinary spices taste wom emediane ya the flavors ne doso nti aduane bi a wo ye bia no obenya bi de agum ye wa chicken flavor, jollof rice, fried rice, stew, goat, beef, noodles, no shrimp food, just so fire aduane na ni jemra. Ordinary non-dairy powder no say milk powder wo di cocoa tea ton brown oat afabigum butter kese nso e wo daso shops ahodo no benya bi ato Asafo commercial bank area ebuso 0207805398
Abota clinic bebu asa oyare o ma wadro onwo pani akupressure no de sagare o miemia onsam no nam biebie ntin ma mogire de afrosane ya for stroke ko omujabro so asitre yare junsom ha usana kidney yare abamakoma yare awo amope wantika se mututu ye hwa omo akra watamakoma se hade eye santa se fanchine bra 0247904473
Nature's Smile Dental Clinic say a sinin and CC or my DSA teeth scaling and polishing a sinin bishop bubu and say be to 12 moon half a year replacement I'll buy a bay at the amount was since soon up as you two at the free hall or pesa was shape braces and your power say money say fit yin carboni free what money na a Nature's Smile Dental Clinic. One more sign a oral shopper, or more ton oral product, I would only in a beer, or more ewo Kumase Castle Liberty Filling Station, or many farmers depot anymore. Konongo Solid Dine New Golf Filling Station Abusanemu or more 0539839335.
Oscar Mac Boutique Beton ta the Papa Eddie Amount was a man mema Monest Mark and Spencer Polo Diesel Tommy Healthy Gala course no set the design a wood on Mutombi. I feel about Obeya fro or wedding attire engagement dresses a mukente. Enu ntuma ahodo lazy designer dia efe na akono ewodin no na omoton designer perfumes papa ewodin afi best spread ni city emu suit ahodo Louis Vuitton ne hemsesa na oni ade no handbag na ne purse bi wo ena makeup kit papa wo ba uchi wanima entrontom ya kai se emofrenu ane no omne manso abuso omo prempe the second street omne ahoje sokoban trotro station no ene dia nhwe ba bia ECG transformer ne wo no 0208-120-280.
Vedank Healthcare, when we liver and kidney specialist hospital, Yadebe Nedu Unya fatty liver, kidney stones, gallbladder stones, gallbladder inflammation, prostate enlargement, hypertension, UTI, hepatitis B, and SSC, diabetes, Yadebia fabra, na umomodian into a sear and famau. Vedank Ewo Kumase, 100 abai. Sokoban J Kufor School Junction no so 0502230999.
Yani amoti enkarry eyeme mame amase wa bracket me ne
Abena ejapoma
Africa siebono entremu ni wohwe abantem wafo penny osaye suafo a wohwe atentene ne nsam so metra attorney general no ye minister for justice eye Dr. Dominic Ayine wono enwa ba bonte yesi ade wasi asem we de se pantoma wasi sikasem bi ene ensuma sikasem dwadie ene kwambone obi afoso atwetwe sika ye oman ne dia no esafata so woda na di pantoma e ma adihye nyina ekoso na onipa wode kwa adubo no eye Kane Chief Executive Officer Edman National Food and Buffer Stock Company Ora Abdul Wahab Hanan wono ene wode nsemi ebo no na okyere se womato mo boss ye nhwehwemu pa ene mu nsem nyina ba beto dwawo wode kotu dwa government accountability series eno ukọ ye mampani atena ya omo mo hwe ni nkita wodi ensam so edi animu ye no ehwo no ode kotu dwa na doctor ayine eda na de say omo ye nhwehwemu kwase pa no mbehu sem esuma sisika ho dwa de friend say money laundering no ebi koso ankasa na enye papa sika ye twen de friend say money transfer wo twen free account no enya bro was wo twen sika esum 40.5 million Ghana cedis a wonam adwumakuo bi a ye friend Sortina Enterprise so a sa adwumakuo ni mpo no fam ne ho omususu se onimu bia na se eye ne dia eno no otre se eno so nti enam kwambone a wo fa so twetwe sika transfer ya no wo se da titire no odi bi kwa se de be ya enka be ya ni foso so bekata nanso we no de o metimi aka bi ne se no tumi a wo wa de se ne sase si wo no tumi no odi ma ne broso enti ade we ne sabi eya kodane abonefo sem a e wo sempanimfo hwe na wo mu kyerɛkyerɛ mu Attorney General oto ne buasi etite sika num said the transfers ahodoɔ no ekoye de edikan no sika esum 16,179,137.25 Ghana cedis every Sortina Enterprise account num eko Owura Hanan Abdul Wahab na ho eno etikra no 23,913,964.90 and also self-free Sortina Enterprise or Echo Akan Enterprise account and no Edantanya was 500,000 Ghana cedis bill so every Sortina Enterprise Echo for House Ventures for Enna Afame 550,000 Ghana cedis every Sortina Enterprise or Echo 10 Homes Ghana Limited woman so account staying with you.
Not only because of the huge amount of money at stake, but because of the fact that while food suppliers were wailing and gnashing their teeth due to failure to pay them for supplies to the buffer stock, and while our school kids were being denied nutrition under the school feeding program for lack of funds, Mr. Abdul Wahab and his collaborators were busy lawlessly looting funds meant for the program. That is jungle behavior. The informal meaning of the word rumble is to discover illicit activity or the perpetrator of the illicit activity. Through painstaking investigations, the EOCO discovered this illicit criminal enterprise run by a gang of corrupt, lawless officials at the Buffer Stock Company. On June 25th, 2025, the EOCO conducted a coordinated operation based upon their initial investigations, which resulted in the arrest of Mr. Abdul Wahab, former chief executive of Buffer Stock, his wife Faiza Seydou Wuni, and then James Atieku, the Buffer Stock manager for the Northern Sector, who was based in Tamale. The operation also led to the arrest of Emmanuel Atta, head of corporate affairs of NAFCO. The arrest followed initial intelligence and assessment by EOCO, which suggested that while serving as CEO of Buffer Stock between 2017 and 2024, Mr. Abdul Wahab colluded with his wife, Faiza Seydou Wuni, Richard Sam, head of finance, Bismarck Owusu Boache, finance department, and Emmanuel Atta, corporate affairs manager, and others to create an elaborate criminal enterprise that was used to steal and launder public funds from the Buffer Stock Company. Within the period between 2017 and 2024, Mr. Abdul Wahab, in concert with Richard Sam Asante and Bismarck Owusu Boache, orchestrated the transfer of 78,269,084 Ghana cedis and 4 pesos from the bank accounts of Buffer Stock Company to a private company linked to Hanan Abdul Wahab, his wife, and staff of Buffer Stock at Republic Bank and EcoBank.
Ano atukra no Dr. Dominic Ayina manans one or done the same. Or my defense forensic audit nibi. Not a century mupa ye auditor general. One on a ye and was the annual for grow. National Service Authority NSA said the Amudi Gaba Kansas Sika. Na womanam ghost name to say a nipa womuniho. Now she had mutia some crater mafa. Now some 548 million was the saying yes, or yes, forensic audit no was the Sikana Kojina 2.2 billion Ghana cedis.
Executive Director Osea Sibenchi and his deputy Gipto Wari. Charges are being prepared against the rest of the public officers and the so-called marketplace vendors. In all, we intend to file about 10 cases in the NSA scandal and will use some of the public officers and vendors as prosecution witnesses. Now, this is a strategy that is working very well for us. and we intend to continue to use that strategy. In a situation where there is a small criminal among big criminals, and the small criminal knows a lot, it is better as a matter of prosecutorial strategy to use a small criminal to get the information in order to be able to succeed, and that is what I'm doing. Also, I wish to announce that the Auditor General has conducted a forensic audit into the NSA, the National Service scandal, and the total amount of money stolen or illegally spent now stands at 2.2 billion, and not the 548 million that was uncovered by my investigators as of June 2025.
Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayine ne krakra mu no e no oda na di say aban no nso aka kire adwumaku a ye fra ni JA Plant Pool Ghana Limited sesika sum $2 million omusa metua ma oman no wasi we ye nhwehwemu omo ye eno omo hu say District Roads Improvement Program ani etwa ni tefra say drip project no wasi contract omo san ye no eniema nsoda nko ye eniema bakum ye no nsisi so kra enti na sa sika no so omusa metua ma oman no.
In the case of drip, they were overpaid. That is, JA Plant Pool was overpaid by $2 million. The contract sum was 176 million United States of American dollars. On the face of the contract, that is the sum that was stated. When we examined the invoices of payments, it was 178 million that was paid. So right away, there was a difference of $2 million. So we asked that $2 million be paid back by JA Plant Pool. We also realized that 190 pieces of equipment were added and cleared without payment of tax. In other words, they were added to the list as if they were tax exempt. I asked the investigators to go back, look at the HS code, and for those of you, HS code is a harmonized code that the customs officers use to determine the classification and taxes applicable to goods. When they did the analysis following the HS code, it came out that 38.7 million Ghana cedis of taxes were evaded. So in respect of the two sums, that is a $2 million, JH Plant Pool has been asked, we have made a demand on them to pay that money. Then when it comes to the taxes, we have asked GRA, because under the tax laws, it is GRA that can make a demand.
Eni ayeti ye eye abaintem wo for penny osaye swafo a wo hwe oman no tantene ne ensem so Dr. Dominic Ayine.
Ensem kroya amase wabrakatu di tudwai eno aname etwa so ene say ene Attorney General ensem twafo nhyiemu ni hina ene say katashane proye bi akoso wo manfo adi oman no esika ya transfers how do bebre na akoso na kwadu ni hina na wode ebo owura Abdul Wahab Hanan Haludiba ya woye former chief executive officer wada National Food and Buffer Stock Company no ano na woye former chief executive officer na eno ano no so aba abonti betwemu se kwadu ayede ebo ne hina no enya de ese nokre bia ewo mu na wose ensentwefo nhyiemu Attorney General ye ne hina no wato ne bo ase ahye ne hina etie ne hina na wobetimi akasa kwadu ede bonunum anya de ese nokra bia wo mu anu nche ne wono so ba bonte wo ba betuache mi nsemu na wo manfo no so atene de asem wose ensem Attorney General di tu dwane hina no wo hu ne hina na ye bonidi wo mu se katachan proye bia koso no waka ho bi ya transfer awodo no ebi ko na account mu ani adeade ene wose opeso o kire mu manfo ne hina ti ase ahoma se kwan so no obuo kwan so se sansem no ne kwadu ne hina no enya de se no kra bia nim na se o manfo bi na pese twa ntoto no so no mu hyeda egu nanim ase esanse ensem o mo kana kwadu no wonim ho hwe tese wono ankasa wadwe ho kra won hyeda enti ase yi wose asama ababeto de omoye mu nhwehwemu no enya de se wonim ho hwe tese sika bia ni ho akwa na account mu a katasha ne proye ho asem bia eno ti sansem ni hina ne kwadu no nokra bia nim atrosem nko a eno so nti na ono owura Abdul Wahab wone na lawyer fo ne emranimfo atena se omototo adwen a wosan egi afutuo ade from ho se na be yobehu anamon a obesan etuo sempo support kwa na nim kwa akopie no no so na asem no obetimi acheche mu ankopepa obetimi akoro wa acheche mu se na be ya wo manfo no behu no kretro a ewo asem no emu
ma yanko ensem fufuro mu na efri eye enra ebeye nani ade o nkrofo ani age wo mo se LGBTQI+ bill no edi kwai ko emrasebe dofie afie twa mu wo ma ye ho adwuma akodu sananka every baby a wose wawie na so say binti mampani afa ne nsa ahya sia abre no ama kyerese mra na te akoda ene beto odwase emrasebe dwafo ni bia keka wo ho abom a o ma sa de bill no akoto mrasebe dwafie biem eno na ama Ghana de hye bia ni age se o se ye yate de ene na emra no se de tie bia beba ne nyina ne se emra sebe dwafie ekwa asetena no ebeto odwase wo monkratom de di dwuma de friend se order paper no na sa nsam no ewoso na asemu na opani a domdodo e wo mra sebe dwafie woda wa no ononyafo mahama yarega en wode ato dwase ye aya nkrofo ka de na so we de adwuma no ebeye den papa enu so nti eye nsem trofo mu di omudwuma e wo mra sebe dwafie no en obo awa no ene omukasa ye en wo kire se eye ne nwanwa ne mudwiri ne pa so okohu se omo order paper no bi ono sa wo so biem en wo se ade we kra de eba ne sei wo se 8 parliament emra sebe dwafie twagu mu eye aban ye twamu yi wo mo de omdwuma die nyina ba wieye no wo so mo de sa bi beto ho emmo mo ye ho adwuma nyina ko wie bibia de ka na ekitikiti ne nyina ne se enkasa brema mpani his excellency na nado danko akufuado wo be so pemu de ne nsasi so na nka wa sign ni say wa na nka adane mra ewo manum am ye de aye adwuma ena mampani entimi afa ne nsensi so ansan na wo se ye den ne wo mo kwa asa akofa bill kro na aba so mo san sase infrasie ho kra na de o madika ya fa ho dadanyi no mo san nye ni nyina akoso mbe we no se ebe we de be ya dinyanka sase wo mbetimi adi atombim wo se de ono hye den hu ne se emra kwan so no mampani John Dramani Mahama wono betimi de ne nsa asase ana enam se ye ka sa parliament na ye 8 parliament no ondo omdwumadi ba wieye no na te so mo ne mra ne ko ye enti ewo no ntimi hu nanso owura Mahama yarega sei na ne nsam no o kire bi mu.
If a bill is not passed and then the life of the parliament expires, then it lapses. But this one was passed. Are you getting the situation? It's not that we have passed it. It's left with the assent. And if you remember, there was a big constitutional issue about what happened if the timelines for assent have passed and then the president's timeline for sending it back to parliament, he also doesn't comply with those timelines. And then there was an issue about the fact that there was a pending litigation and then some injunctive reliefs had been sought in relation to the matter.
Asemi ene ni ayeti ono nyamfo Mahama yarega dom dodo a womra sebe dofie onne da wano na yakwa homa no so na asemi nti yakwa akobo enkomo ye ni ono nyamfo Vincent Ekowasefo a woye altar from rasebe dwani ene ekodi nkomo yi enam se enipa honorable fo ya onboabo mo sade bill ne koye no oka ho bi honorable timinka memo akwa aba Hello FM kase bosini
so bro mi aba
ewia ise wa pomu ye de
me adom tie ho ye pacho no so e
Eradi adom na mpato ya na wa ma woni so kakra ma ye pa me didi said ye unua Mahama yarega ken watie ni nyina enti obi bebisa mo se bilanka ma wie ho adwuma eba ne se biem no masade akoto ono kra ka se beye den sam bedi atomu bi mu
unyoba ma menchia tafofo ucha pampo no fo adabaka fo mpanyimfo wo bi constituency bi cha obi a wi amacha Kumasi man so macha santeman no kwewo mu ne se majority leader some a wo share sentranfo a wode to wo monim no ayemienu de di kan o se bill no yedi kan apase dada assuming say no crazy apase bill no dada why is it that based on omo ankasa promise omo opposition His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mekapa bigina simply so okay university ishia sofo that time ya ankasa mini pa Ebenezer adakwa yadom no gina mu yie pa President Mahama asamo kan ne say he is committed to a LGBTQ bill no na won tiase say His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Adia, affect your culture, affect your tradition. That fiber, no. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to show the sign. The Kahudi na so for bebre. Eyo madwen say MPP aban de. Omo mboa wo mo. His Excellency President Ndramani Mahama Akan said no. There was a standing ovation in support of him. Emma also show mo say within a week and I said 2 weeks. So be man pagina. Ade obeye ne say LGBTQ no. Obehwe ama omaji atum. Nti say no kre say ya pass sa bill that den na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on signing that bill. If indeed that bill has been passed, it is the biggest question that a most central for you should be able to ask. And assuming see a pass it, why hasn't it been signed for the past 10 months? Because there cannot be any question say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Crown one signing. One, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was impeded by a year court processes and into one thing signing. Even in the event, say Oshedana one signing. That is why Ghanaians voted against us. One over opposition now can say when you come, you have the brevity to be able to make sure say what pass it and that's what sign a year LGBTQ bill. 10 months down the lane, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has not been able to sign the LGBTQ bill. What does that mean? Double standards. Men without principles. Men who are not truthful. These are people who have lied their way to power and clearly they cannot adhere to Omo promises.
Honorable Memram Wahakakra.
Number 2.
Okay, what am I mean to you? Yo.
Number 2. Who said majority leader in someone? As someone what can I say? Speaker of Parliament in aware of the bill that has been sent to Parliament. Now, let me educate you as to how a bill will have to be seen on the order paper. So, when a bill on the order paper, do you know what happens? First and foremost, what happens? And I say, a year bill now, you call Parliament, the Speaker of Parliament must have approved it. And Sana, Speaker no akache clerk no, that is the clerk of Parliament, who are directing akache and say, please get the legislative drafting office office be a war Parliament. Omo dey review the proposed bill now. You be call speaker, speaker approve no. Then after that, the legislative drafting office Attorney General. Now Attorney General so the na adwene so the abem. Also church no the na adwene ba mu wi a. Afei na aba be a proposed bill. Na sa proposed bill no, you the comma Speaker of Parliament, not Speaker of Parliament. As I the comma a private members bill committee. There's a committee be a Parliament from the private members bill. Bill no say there were the abana kasadeko and you work the quantum cro members of Parliament said the me so the co. In this private members bill committee it is chaired by a handful, the first deputy Speaker of Parliament. And also tell us who 3 years sponsors the idea by and also approve or the former Speaker of Parliament say at the end washim or mashim na the papa into a bit miako. And as Speaker of Parliament, that's our directed clerk of Parliament say it should be gazetted. And ya gazette at the way. Who gazette means what there's a maturity period. Say go through the maturity period then it can find its way on the other paper. And I go through all this process. And I then mature. And a clerk of Parliament at the other paper. So now the majority leader is feigning ignorance, is trying to tell the people of Ghana say unim hoshi. Or say between Speaker of Parliament and Swasa Bishop say unim hoshi. When the thing have gone through all these processes, audio voice no na boy you. Ana other paper no so no MPP abaye minority power of parliament. Ye ntumi fa de bia go se other paper mu abra. Sebe majority leader, clerk of parliament, speaker of parliament anywhere. But I didn't know who said I never talk parliament, Omo say Asamo Yaba. So there's pressure from the Jubilee House, that is through President Mahama, to make sure say Sadiri will not see the light of day. But Omo Kostroba form, whatever they said in the petition, we will force them to be consistent about the promises that they made to the people of Ghana. We will force them to be consistent about the promises that they made to the religious bodies. When His Excellency the President came to KNUST and met the religious bodies, adako yadom, ne asofo eka ho kumase wo KNUST. Sorry, bo mo se ma no because also no the oba and LGBTQ bill no on twentwen ase kra and 10 months down the lane omo dwane free ho. This is what is actually happening in Parliament.
Now, honorable, dear, what kind dear? As I once my watch me say, na mum pass you, some mum pass the na mum penny bedena, or no swabba for fraud and such as Yamana ye.
And some of the kinds of here. Majority leader say, at the end, you pass it that.
Aye. Sana nani penny and so I do you almost ananka, Cassamon penny besign keke.
Fantastic. So assume you said you are can you correct. What is stopping them from signing it? I don't know most see a pass it here. Because when you pass a bill in Parliament, before say Bayamrano, it needs a presidential assent. Also, President Esani and Sana Bayamra. Yes, sir. General President Esani.
And I asked some sebe was si beye den se si amon so some beye adwumanenti honorable me fancy anya me adwumanenti na nkomo we ye no beto aso.
Yes, me das papa.
Yo. Ota from Rasebe Dwani ononyamfo Eko Vincent Asefua ene ne kobosa enkomo yi.
Yaba Kumase na a passenger for ye wo Kumase na esu omo sisi ade enyabo donko no mienu nyomensa de kwa ne dia ne wo komonten so anya de so obenya card akofie ka hwan ye se den enya se ka no ebi mo ka ne bi wo papa so obenya sika de afo ka no eno afa akoda ne boachi bi din make say bi a wo kobreman a yabeka se breman efrika jeti akwa breman agi so otua 20 Ghana ansa na ye de wako ena 20 Ghana na wo tua no enye se bi a mo amokọ breman kwa na mo tua o so obesi swamera na about so obesi macro baby abesi bia no obetua 20 Ghana ena ewu ntia de a enya de se ka no befuru bie se bo akwa nso na wo kwa abekwa na about obetua 20 so for like 20 tese wo pai 20 Ghana na de no na obetua ena ewu ntia no pa bi afa de wono so wanyi mom no waseme de nya de se mekọ abuako ena mi kọ so for line ena so for line 5 no pa akọfo wodu so for line waseme kọ IPT na wade wodu IPT nso waseme kọ abuako aka ba kono ubetina be premier nsa no wapai ansa na wakọ akodu fenti wunu no na sika wo hu nyina na wahye ni nyina na da afọ no na omo age na enhyoto kra de ene ne gai enhyoto a ka no kra wonya bi no afo na 20 Ghana kwa akotua te se obetwa nwa ena omanfo si ye ni bronya mponi na nke nim se bronya bena te se ne wunya ka akwa betimi anante akopie mo sofola ansa na watu aso na ye nya no bronya ben so ka nwa ye se den ka akwa okra wuntimi no afo wobokro na odu sika nyina ne waka se bia wo ba no aka kulite ebi efri he kwa abu akwa 5 cities nte ne ma minim sika na mfa 5 cities nto a ene obe nante ansa wakofie wo mo se wo kun mu ayeden na ne nyina ene se wo munim se bia mra bi ni ho a ebetimi aboa omo ama ahyehyɛ driver for ni ye no mdo omo ne matoto akwa mo se bi omo nim to omo sha ban ne se wo mo sha ban pa ba bia du no kun mu ayeden won fa na nuntum na se ne driver for ni metifo etete a passenger for okromu ano enya nika eno nto omo se mi nyina ne se aban no mfa na nuntum ene se bia se bus stations na ehwa won pa bi ma wo mo se mpo so ade mra bi beba se bia driver ni wo ko ha o ka sika ye 10 cedi wo bi etua na obi ade so kama enkwa ese baabi ye se 5 cedi na fe we di 20 cedi we di 10 cedi na ebo na akwa ye bibi se basa wo mo se basa emo mo kra ti dia passenger fo hina e ka ne se aban no emram Meti Kenya asi abrim A drain you may fit 3 o'clock. Can't near 5 cities. Your strategy 15 cities. Above 5, there are 20 cities in Crown. Put him in until I could drive him. What are they 25, 30? Open our phone. So because I run about 10 cities, airport run about 10. Who do what was the estate as 10? Kenya as 10 to our. It is only straight in Ukraine 20 hours.
Be a cover, be a contact. Don't for being town. A bob 6 you can account what they can. But when you've been quality at the paper or do quite on for being town.
I'm financial source. I'm financial, but just by saying about line this one and transport and fairness they are no.
Wey a passenger for ye woku mase na station master so your war adum adusi station ho no so tire mu say oh saa de no ekwo so mahunu na mom wo station di o mo nya sa wa afodo e na ye saa de
Your time will be on me and you know correct. Your time will be a year kind year. What's the time you come free more? A neutral cast never. How we are doing. Well, no, go to that for no one. You generally didn't go on for Panua. You are putting us on one more not wrong. 90 pounds, I got down one. One fact, when take a bar, can not say a more moon, can you company or back up to Malcolm, Echo. No, anybody could do Echo police station, one of the tech police was wrong. What's that? I in time for one of the tech police. I had a yellow, but a better. Yeah, before can't match. See a station car like I want to go buy a baby manapa.
na amane boy nana ama sewa adom ene nana ama boatema wo mo ene de ebaye
ma yemfiri kumase ne de kansa nsami ye kwa apuemantem ene ade a esi ye wa apuemantem titiru ni kade kronum ne de na se enkofo enho adwuru wo mo kakra wo mo nka bi ansem enti edru baabi no wo mo ebesunsu wo mo ebemunamunan eyade asem ni kade hine ono ye osaberima ejariti na du a wotosum yenu nanso eba ne private life ana chese woni hine no edin a ye friend no na ye William Kwame Apel wo mo wo hwa na na bepie mu wo na na ba ne eje ne yoyoyo empanifo abodwa mo twen no wo mo de ani gie ne serie nana wadi ade mfie makomako aduenu baako 21 years oyo nipa ne wo na nkwanyi na ebe university kra na nkwowo wadi ade ache nana ba yo kita ne krata obie na no asemo ka chempanifo ne se me na me yo hene wakade krom ha nanso me a me se efri na da kwei metu me ho ade so tintontan kada kwanwa no me ne ne nkwanta aba ya pai enya ade se mekosoa edi ohene ne biem na ade enti a me matro me krata nyina mpanifo mede bramu ene se ade amba bedi ye adwuma de nkamaye bi nanso nsansem bebere ewo ho emu manso twe ahodo ye kokkoto ne ye ba enti sesi ye matena se adwene ho akwachi ena masisa agina ye we na agina ye ya mesi de mani so ade hunu kese pa ne se ekro ye asumdue ene mpunto beba kade ene wocheman eno nso nti na akonwa no mesi mede ato wa meni biem wo se adua na abusua wo free mu no mo tai na chi gidi omunya wonmu emfie aduenu baako ntem no wodom se papa no no krobedi ade ne ejai okeka mpuntu dwuma wokohwe adanya wo musi enti se ya wodi gu akwam se ne manfo ho beto wo mo na ya ade konkan pa nanso wo se ebra na emu odin so koso wo se manso twen no court po makwa aba enu so ache eno danchen a National House of Teas na nanom atrankonwa abedwekuo no kra asem da wontem a wo madi abesi na wo mo pese wo mo hwe se onu papa ya eno oye ohino so otu ne ho ade so no na nakra seb wo safata na oye de so kronkron na wo so odi ade na na wo sansem nyina bu ho eno wotena asese opesa asumdue kro ye ni mpuntu obenti no waja akonwanim se oni biem osa berima jariti na du otosum yenu ade nsem tu dwawie ye na woja ne nkrata mo de manananom be hwe enkofo a wodi wo so wakede no ema ne mema ebi twa adwadwo nya su keke wo mo se bo mo ti bu obekase abesi wo maye ebi tiete se na dabi we de ye ditu enye ye ntimi nsum na nanka be ya asesan wadwinum opeso ofiri ho kra no na bi mbeso mo si ne kwan so mo ma ne enko sa be man sesa na adwini ansa na enko afra himfo na enso na se de waka onye hene biem
ebi ne ebi agba feri bia yo kanani Me or this year, if you are something who put in work, music abua, Adaji, in Beba, other one. Name of is in airport. You can review.
Where dear and no dear di catsi yeno. Eye kade no saberma a jarity na do tosum yenu. I was one you on any BMT your friend William Kwame Apel. Nedi and a di kaino. Or Martis or Mocasa, dear you, mu treasure journal, and see a kade chronoma this year na. Or Mukopia him few one almost so dear and no.
Ena emabunu ye wo abontem eno no obosomtwe mansim wasante mantem ha omuto omungu montena so ye oyete omunsem hina ne se wo mo abre wo mo se edi asem a wo mo hine etete wo mo dodo ene se wo mo se park wo mo gina so eyi nkete kakra tinto mapam ebobo kakra yi na age park no edi aye bi odi ye yie ni adwabo akese ena wasan ahye wo mo esi wo mo kwan se ma wo bi anya construction works bi anso e wo kro no emu na no ekasaye etremu sem be emra kakra bi ena nana efra wo mo ena wode to mo nim se mo park mo yi kete wo so no ko pese woje na wode ene dwumade kakra bi no mo de wo sre pa mo ma ne mra kakra wo be park foforo kra be fo de mo se le be ya wo betimi ato mo bobo no so se ne ena nana be park foforo de mo nim o ma bo na aba park yo mu no dada no so waje aboso ena wode ye adwabo akese emabunu se wo mo so motena se ahwe han ya de se bebo mo kire se wo Ghana ha wo mo bobo magidi mpa bebre na afro mu kro ni mu yo mo gidi se so mo ta akoso ye training ni ade bebre na be free ho aba enu nti wo mo ntena se nya ahwe han emanana enjo mo park no emo so sa akwa enu ntina kan bi ene wo mo yo eche se ne park ankom betime ekete wo so no obi enye sika de ato aduane na se obenye sika kwa de ahwe na busua na wakwa ma hodo so akobbo no na se wo de ye ni adwabo nti wo mo de nya de so betime apene so wo mo se no so kra kwa danchen na enyema bi ni suban bi a wo da na die no ama na mabu na ho no wo mo nya adwuma enye ni na ka ho ne nei wo mo ayesa wo ye kire no
abotaman ye park ya hina wo be die so age a wase no ya wansa ma ye bie eno ni ye hawa eni tu hu ya no pa ye gina ha wo ka kire ye se wo de park ni ye yie wo be be fufuro ya hwe na ni musa 2 years nie park no wo de aye de wo no pe awie ba ye de na ye be tu agwade de ebi ni ho biem
enam se adwuma ni krom hantie ye to ade kwa ye nto eduro na watwe a no de edaka besu o se ye de emfa sika ntum no me fa nkokọ ye ni mpum tuduma ye humpu tuduma bi so abontam no oye ma ye wo krobie ye ma ekwa adwuma ye kunum kwa adwuma no otu amo etidie kanyini bia betimi abo ekwam bia befa so a ye bebo abontam krobie mu omo fa so mo aye
construction fly ye wo ha ye nya adwuma enye anda wo kwa adwuma se wo kwa kwa adwuma ni ya video ni ya chew wo hina kan ya no atu ye ni di
promo na adwuma ni ha wo ba ye no wo se mo obi anya adwuma construction work na se promo ya didi ye nya adwuma ye be ya adwuma ji se 2 pan e ko ba bi ye ko ya adwuma di
emabunu no ena kasa no we mabunu ye wo abontem wo mo se na next wo mo kwan sisi adwuma ko mo nya bi nya de construction work na ye se wo mo kwan e be do ma ye enu achie no ena ye ne nana nana akomia sechi tutu yo tosumi no twetwe nkomo na ebisa nse nana na adai na also construction adwuma mo ye won so a mo park wo mo bobo so wasa age na se enokura bi anim ntronko a
me bae no ma meto ahemfie na wo se me si ahemfie de me di na nimu watina so 47.5 years ma ahemfie dada amena na kwakude odikai esi ye wo se fambu amana repair nti wafa said the bear me mention man's my sin facility. The was a missing for. Many cromani in Asia. No more dear one such tray. Parker, not omobo ball. Croma for ball also. Say, men say him for now. I'm a kosher, no. You see a him for no park no so prayer. In ya community center. Consider the how I was seeing ya baby a itino boja. Say ye back croma, ya no school. Say ya wada, and no more ye na. Let's come over for no my day. As yandi. Until I say a community center, and to park and made the community center. Na plot kas kakra so that you must see you know. Inti na I was say me park from on. Inti me park ahoro mienu. Dedika a temporary one. Say meanwhile I develop main park. Omo borrow and also. And now omo demonstration again. I want no ko ball. Almost say omo park. And na me ya back concern there. Me pese a district sports center.
Nana akomia sechi tutu yo tosu mienu wono so akyerɛkyerɛ ne nsɛmu.
Ma yɛmfiri wei me yɛnkɔ manfo no ɛwɔ half of north municipal ɛwɔ asantemantam ha ya adehye ɔte hɔ na yɛsi ade ɔmo si gu hyerɛ mu yo ɔmo si atadwifo wɔ mate asɛm dɛ ne nyinaa ne sɛ wɔn municipal chief executive wɔn MC honorable Kwesi Adusei ɛna afei Ashanti regional manager ɛde Ghana investment fund for electronic communications GIFEC Orosolomon ana ne kaboma ɔmo akɔpie mu kurom hɔ ɛna ɔmo si si ɛho mpanimfoɔ sɛ deɛ ne yɛ haw bebrebe yi titiri ne telephone so nkɔmɔ a yɛntimi ni internet so a yɛntimi nkɔ no na gye sɛ ɛbɛn wie ya ne sa na ɛbɛn mpanimfoɔ mmienu ɛkɔɔyɛ no ɔmo so ɔmo wɔ network mast ne bi si hɔ nanso network mast no ɛnyɛ adwuma enti sɛ wote manfo ne ne mpɔtam paa deɛ a wokuta phone sɛbi yɛtontoro wo internet ni so network ni so obi nya ko obi yɛ bibi a ɛnyɛ yie ɛno na mpanimfoɔ no ankasa de ɔmo ani kuro twa wisie ɛkɔhwɛ mast no a ɛnyɛ adwuma no ɛwɔ na MCE oronyafo Kwesi Adusei de adesrɛdeɛ ɛto ɔpani a wɔn na GIFEC ɔda no sɛ wɔsrɛ wɔn wɔn GIFEC fo ɔmo nyɛ ne ntɛm na mast no ɔmo ntwa dantum sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a network betimi aba kurom hɔ ama nkrɔfo abom telephone so nkɔmɔ ɛde ayɛ nneɛma a ɔmo hia wɔsi ene mobile phone ne yɛde yɛ bibia enti bra network ani hɔ no ama nkitahodie nwoma sua ne nnwuma ho kyerɛ wɔn mo paa
Ada GIFEC for us ne titiri ne sɛ mama regional boss ababa bɛhwɛ yɛ network sɛ we dey amai ti eguso a yes sɛ ɔmo koya no so mpanyinfo so ɛfa yɛ asipia na intimi connect network no fama mount ɛne ne portable nya ne other parts of our no no and then we know how intimi ɛnyɛ cost na sɛdeɛ ɔpanyin kɛseɛ so bai no aba mu yire kuma for ayɛ kɛse di binya na kenya mask kɛseɛ pa betumi ayɛ send akɔfa beyond ma for maybe aka other communities and also so ehia network sa di
ɛne ɛti ye ɛyɛ Afano North MC honorable Kwesi Adusei na owie ne deɛ no ɛna Ashanti regional manager de GIFEC owura Solomon Anane ɛna wɔse MC na nanom atrankonwa ɛne ɔmanfo amote manfo monka makoma ntom yam na GIFEC yabɛhu we deɛ yɛbɛtu anamɔ ne menu ya mo master no yɛbɛtwa datum yɛma ne nkyekra na manya network biem
sɛ wohwɛ ɔpɛpa sector minister honorable Nteto na wohwɛ administrator of GIFEC Sofotampo computer so wa ka ho and then mpanyinfoɔ sɛ yɛmrae yɛde nkaebɔ no bakɔmmɔ the GDS ɔmbɛkyina so pa na mmerɛsi bɛte ase
wei ɛyɛ GIFEC manager wɔwɔ asantemantam owura Solomon Anane na ne korakora mu no manfo hene na nakwaku kwam a wɔtɔ so mmienu ɛna wɔsi yee na deɛ mo ayɛ ade o wɔde afiri yakoma mu damase papaapa titiri ne honorable Kwesi Adusei oso owura Kwesi Adusei kwan a ɔfa so tai wɔ mo akyi sɛdeɛ wɔtu ne ho asi wɔ yɛ nnwuma ɛne sɛdeɛ wɔpre mpuntuo de ma manfo kuro no wɔn da nase paa
MC ne mpanyinfo a ban ne MC mpanyinfo ba yɛ anigye sɛm paa yɛatene nnɛ so sisi no yɛba bɛyɛ yɛsie as ayɛ 5 elements but na deɛ minim sɛ mpanyinfo aba ɛdeɛ bituma yɛ adwuma ama yɛ so yɛ network no a yɛso ho bebrebe no aba wiɛ
wei yɛ manfo hene na nakwaku kwam ɔtɔ so mmienu ne deɛ ni na abrantepa Kizero wɔn wɔde amanebɔ bae
Clinical care coordinator yɔwɔ apropon aban ayaresabea ɛyɛ Dr. Mame Sewa Jemfi Adubofo wɔde adesrɛdeɛ ɛto aban n'anim sɛ wɔbɛsrɛ enu fom kokra mo hia mmoa wo mo bi no mo bre pa enu nti aba no emna meso mo asena eka no wontimi emfa bi esan se ne emadodo a wonu fom kokra no kwa na ekosoro mo edoso ebo no so akwa edi nti mo bi no wo mo nya sika mpo na mo de aso mo ho yade enu so nti na wo mo sa aba re se nko wo mam na eka no wontimi emfa ensami wodi tudwa ewo akropon e no no wa atuma wa beja not mense ni mo abra akropon aban ayaresabea ene Dr. Mame se wa Jamfi edi kasubomu a wo mo ye nufom kokram hwehwemu ede mo manfo ye wa akropam ne mpatamu a wo mo anje wo mo hwe.
So I think one of the things the government can do is subsidizing the cost of treatment. Yenya enim says oba diagnosed with breast cancer, it comes with a lot of cost from investigations, labs near the obeye, ecosin treatment, the rehabilitation. It's a lot of cost involved. In fact, many women are willing, but sikani niho, amoding for treatment ni eniho.
Eno actually no Miss Nancy Oseipoku was senior midwifery officer was signed in charge of Wada Well Women Clinic wa akropon aban ayaresabea no ano wane hello kasia twetwe nkoma wono so de nsem say tudwa
say ye breast cancer na eno de edi kan customer di oba na check ma wa na we negative 3 years time ana understand about check but so you positive so be treat you e wo ho no manya cervical cancer nko and your challenges kakra e wo ho de say here screen e de be ye adwuma trolley speculum for woman clinic clinic ye bie amama a free 25 years ekopem 45 years sebi a wo haw e wo nufu wa wo dia no ye screen mama
ani ayeti ye aye Miss Nancy Oseipoku was senior midwifery officer.
Narcotics Control Commission NACOC eni etwaniti afra wo mo de aso akwa fom a wo besi abelfo biakra e wo se kwadwo krom boda na yehye so wo sade be ya wo mu betimi aboa na nkrofo a wodi mo enibone hudwa na mo ta twende fam wo yehye so no ye betimi esi won kwan dwumadie na se ena Deputy Director General Edema Commission no Ononyam for Steven Yeboa wono so eda na di edi project kese ni se contractor ne nsem se ene wonye na wonkeka no ho no wonsinsin ntem wose we no omde abefo niema wo bambon semu ebesem emu CCTV cameras ne niema bebre osime ebetimi aboa ma adwuma no maye pa so bi edi no bone efin conformance so fa yehye so wa ebete ne ntem sanso no bi edi bi free Ghana ha no beso odi twam wo boda ho ede kwa eno so ombeti no woda na di se uko na rerigu e na afa esunyane a omadi kasisi sa dan ni bi wo ho na omo hwe se oman nim po no won betrete ma ama emubone hu dwadie no oma bre na se boda nwuro na ne nom so ne ade no etimi akofom ono enya first Steven Yeboa eda na di se mampani womo da na sepa said the Octai commission neti emwo ma edwa emubone hu dwadie womo tu so sa e wo man nim no e yade a ekoye no omo se omdo mo to mo so se adwuma ade so omo nsa no ombe ni ye nti adwuma fo no otu omo fo se mo nkwankotena ho nkodeda nkoye de mfata wo mo nyiro mo no mo nya adwuma no wone kwan so
the way you say for the border say the money no your narcotics control commission yen you for you bone ho ban say e magana anase in Ghana e ko yas be dia sign about we modern bo awo bo na ye reset Ghana ama niema fa nto ma preference o say kwa the border ha mo hwe arifefisi ti ha si ni ya na e wo say ye be office e wo ha na ye de niema ye de yi security on some cameras ni niema bo ha na so obi de cocaine anase we ana tramadol efemu a o ti office ha bo bi ene ne yaba de bi ndi draft the commissioner we brigadier general Mante on management ene board ene narcotics family ni na yedi jumedi as a contractor from Joe oba be di jumedi e dia mali
we ononyam for Steven Yeboa pani kwanchefo abedi echa NACOC odano ne nsɛm a ɔde tu dwa no ebi ɛno no na yɛne ɔmanfoɔ na edi dwuma nti mu adwenkyerɛmfa kakra bi nto aso yɛbrɛ ne kɔm bɛɛ fi so ɔwɔ bantama ɛna ɔsi MPP amanyɔkuo no sɛ yɛbu akontabuo paa deɛ ɔmu ntie o sɛ bi obi ayɛ biribi na wɔyere na ama na bu akonta no na mmom sɛ adeɛ ndi sɛ amanyɔkuo no yɛ sɛ ɔmnika friends nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ntu bɛkɔ social media radio TV so na ɔmadi ka kyerɛ obi sɛ wɔdi sika de kyerɛ sɛ ɔmagu ne ho fia bɔ ho dawuro koraa ansa na asɛm deɛ no koraa ba bɛhyɛ aseɛ ama yɛde akɔ awieɛ no ɛno ne adeɛ a ɛha adwene papaapa wɔse ɔkyea honorable Asanso Boakye Bantama MP
Mensa Saba edifin no sontra so ene wode ba no won se NDC aban wo moboa LGBTQ wo muntimi enkuntia enu nti yenja wo mu
na K9 Sabreport joint hosta sewani abenamu ni bibi LGBTQ NDC muntimi nya ho hwe NDC no omo de omo kan no maka ne keke enti mu ha mo ho ena afi we ye Kwame Boakye from Casablanca oso ba pa bracket me mu ha de wom nyina ne se Kumasi ade asenkafo no ye no enye kura se se obabo ka abo ka akura wunya bi no akofie ha adwene
Martin John de Fred so do me abra no de ba no say Attorney General ye de yabrewo eye twetwa wonsam so ye na ase na abre no ko
that's it.
Vedank Healthcare ye liver and kidney specialist hospital was a fatty liver and how kidney stones, gallbladder inflammation, prostate enlargement, UTI, hepatitis B, and C, diabetes, ya debi edu nyano. Mama odi so crowd ye fako ombetu ase e de amount. Omo Kumasi ha ahodo da ban. Sokoban J Kufo School Junction no eso 0502 230999 0502 230999.
Now through Oscar Mag Boutique, UK, USA, Italy, Germany, Spain, Netakin, Tadia, Emu Pabuani Ade, and Awokoto. And also in Tikodija. O man o manya afe ba ko de ko mo manyini so mo ntade ni bibia bi ewo honom yen panifo so designer officiate emu Nest Mark and Spencer Polo Diesel Tommy Hilfiger Lacoste ebika ho wedding dresses engagement dresses emu kente entuma designer lazy papa ewo din a efe na suit papa best spread designer the sizes ni nyina designer perfume si emu Versace Armani Blue de Chanel Dolce & Gabbana Tom Ford Bossy Goniade designer handbag na ne purse wo ho oba betwi n'anima Mary Kay Elizabeth Aden Maybelline emofra ne ma baby store school bag wardrobe car seat traveling bag ka ho onua ne Similac Enfamil Pendamil Aptamil Cerelac and diapers no Little Angel ne Huggies ebi ho omo prempe the second street omne ahojo Sokoban Trotro station ne dia nimhwe ba bia ECD4 transformer ne wo no de toso mienu wadum omne First Atlantic Bank odankroma omne nankane ehe kandi nimhwe de toso miensa dum ho a omobo Afrani House ho no Benz Accredian Brothers for Oscar Mag Boutique 0208 120 280 0559 539-564.
Nature Smile Dental Clinic for so hobby award cinema fabra ni nsiesie ma yentwitu sino so niema odidi akeke ka sino so nyina yantu ye boase yenyi ni hina emfamfiri wo sino bi so abobo anase bi atutu afimu ye batu ye boase ahyehyɛ opese otu si ye betu dia ma kama braces na pese o ye be ye dia ma opese o sino pa ye se fitafita ni yi nka boni fi wonu ma ni hina Nature Smile Dental Clinic for ebe ye dia ma Omo oral shop omoton oral products ahodo ni hina bi nso omo Kumasi Castle Liberty filling station omo ne family depot di nhwe ni mu Konongo Lady Diana Brosai ni mu eye go filling station ni mu be hu omo 0539839335 0539839335
Abotsa clinic esa garia dronu mpane wo bibia nka wo mfa wo nsafidiem wo nko wo pane yo mo ye no ye frem no aku pressure enti wo miamia wo nsam no na bie wontinem ama moja atini atwi afama de afrisane wo moja ada no obonse ni nyina na ne emu enwa yaresa beba nya abotra ne nko hoy ya di stroke emoja broso asitri garia ya njo so mo hawo emu yesa kidney garia be makoma garia ema ne mema ye pa wo ebia na de wachika se mututu sekru onso sisi na ye wo ya yare bi eda wo so no Abotre clinic eho be ye wo last stop cram Accra Motabora number 6 Ombengo filling station ho udrutema afie nyamata ekoyi CG ho na Kumasi ha de wo mo Santa Sefa nchine bra Frebi Samo 0247 904 473 0247 904 473.
Ordinary spices taste wom emediane the flavors ne dose no nti aduane bi aye bia no ubenya bi de gum chicken flavor, jollof rice, fried rice, stew, goat, beef, noodles, ne shrimps no ni hina wodwa so fa ye aduane. Ordinary non dairy powder, milk powder, wodi cocoa tea, tom brown oats fa bi gum, butter kese nso wodwa so. Shops ahodo no ubenya bi ato Asafu Commercial Bank area ho ebuso 0207805398 0207805398.
Kasi abano esi samfo Kenneth Obey the master planner na be de ekire October kwadwo boadu Samuel Guru Mavis Frempong na Nadjumo na Minta Father Paul Mevisa Sari omunyina aboa bi emaba wane mrantie bi nso etechire Kwame woda de ko social media ema wonya bi hwe apesima kanfo awie eyeme mame amase wadraketimi name
Abena ejapoma
yada wase papa apasa wo jebre na wutie ne de yes sorry so Dave Hama